Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the seventh edition of Today in the World of Wrestling. Tonight, we are going to be covering the 4th of July 2016 Raw that was just kind of a glorified house show that they happened to air on TV.
Yeah, it seems like an accurate description of it.
Yeah, so this whole episode was really United States centric. The one exception I will say, though, was the fact that we had a Rusev versus Titus O'Neil match that Rusev actually won. I was actually racing myself for Titus to win this match, but as it turns out, WWE isn't completely up their own asses, and Rusev won.
Yeah, they totally made the right call here.
Yeah, but I kind of skipped over a little bit. But first thing we got was a 4th of July skit. It was just a food fight, whatever. Then Lillian sang the national anthem, and then we had Rusev versus Titus O'Neil. But then the Social Outcasts came out dressed as, I guess, forefathers, and then we had Enzo and Cass come out and beat them up. Enzo had one of the wigs on after the match, and JBL was happy about it, so whatever. Charlotte cut a promo. She has this problem where she tends to yell, and she doesn't realize she has a microphone in her hand, but she talked about Sasha Banks, and then Sasha Banks came out and talked about her, and they had their little back and forth, and then we had a brawl in which Sasha came out on top. So continuing of the Sasha Banks push. John, do you have anything to say so far?
No, man, I enjoyed Sasha's aspect of the promo there, though.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on TitWoW because that was actually really good. And then again, it might have just been average, but compared to Charlotte, anything can look amazing. The Miz versus Dean Ambrose happened again tonight, but I will say I think that match was actually better than their SmackDown match. What would you say, John?
I agree. I like the psychology Miz demonstrated in this match, too.
Yeah, that's the one thing in the ring that he's actually gotten really, really good at. So then we had kind of an awkward moment where Dean was making his way out of the ring and Seth Rollins' music hit. Seth comes down and they kind of have like a weird moment as they pass where Dean pats Seth on the butt.
Kind of an attaboy moment, according to commentary.
Yeah, it was weird though, just awkward because like these guys are supposed to hate each other, and Dean Ambrose used to never be in the same area as Seth without wanting to cut his throat, but now they're kind of buddy. But anyway, this all led to Seth Rollins facing Dolph Ziggler. Ambrose was on commentary for this, and Rollins won, and then he cut a promo on Roman, and then Dean rebuked. Thank you. What Rollins said, and then beat him up.
Yeah, still enjoying Dean as champion, and it was a fun match that preceded this.
So then we had a Wyatt family video, and they invited the New Day to their compound.
Yeah, still very much enjoying this storyline.
We got a Baron Corbin vignette, and then Vicky Guerrero came out to put her name in the hat for this new SmackDown GM spot, and then she got escorted out by security. We got Team USA with Big Show giving them a pep talk, and then Vicky Guerrero backstage runs into Dolph Ziggler, who she has a history with, and asks him to tell security that she was invited by Stephanie and Shane McMahon, and Dolph just says that he's never seen her before.
Great to see Vicky again on TV. I enjoyed her segments.
Great to see faces acting like good guys again, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The Vaudevillains versus Golden Truth happened, but nobody cares, not even Breezango, who were at ringside.
Vaudevillains officially buried in my book.
Wow, okay. We'll talk about more of that and on TwitWow. We got a Make Darren Young Great Again vignette where Bob Backlund gave his finisher, the crossface chicken wing, to Darren Young. However, this is controversial because Backlund already signed the crossface chicken wing over to Marty Scurll.
That's right. The original villain and the king of the wing will always own that crossface chicken wing.
Up next, we had an amazing talking segment between John Cena and AJ Styles in the club that ended in the club beating down Cena only long enough for Enzo Amore and Big Cass to return to try and help John Cena out.
Yeah, this promo made me feel so positive. Definitely the highlight of the show for me personally.
Yeah, I think that the whole third hour was really good right up until the main event, honestly, because up next we had Summer Rae versus Becky Lynch, and this was a really fun, quick match. Becky won via disarmor.
Yeah, I enjoyed this.
I believe Natalya was watching from the back as well, but that doesn't matter because she's irrelevant, right?
Exactly.
So then we had a New Day promo, which was actually really good and intense because they were all yucking it up, and then the Wyatt family said something, and then they were yucking it up more, and then Xavier got serious, and the shit hit the fan, and he talked about how Bray is a legitimate threat, and basically that he's scared, and that if Kofi and Big E can't understand the gravity of this situation, he doesn't understand how they're going to survive.
Great promo work from Xavier here.
Oh yeah, this was a lot of fun. But then, speaking of what was meant to be fun, the final match of the night, this schmaz of a 16-man elimination match involving Cesaro, Kalisto, Sin Cara, Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, Sami Zayn, The Big Show, Kane, Mark Henry, Apollo Crews, Jack Swagger, Zack Ryder, and the Dudley Boys.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and the only people remaining at the end were The Big Show and Zack Ryder for Team America, because America!
Worst finish ever.